Hey friends, welcome to Reed Road Rambling. Yeah, I know. Many of my kids have podcasts, and so I was like, gee willikers. I've had people for years tell me I should put a camera in my house or do a podcast or a YouTube thing. We're pretty interesting people around here. I'm probably the least interesting of everybody, but I'll introduce you to my family as we go along. So my goal is to do an introductory video and to have one of my smart kids put it on YouTube under the title Reed Road Ramblings. There you go. That's where you can find us. And my plan is to just do a podcast of 9 minutes. And you want to know how I got 9 minutes? Because I have 9 kids. So a minute for every kid. All right, yeah. I make it very simple for myself. So I guess you just get down here and start talking, right? I mean, my kids, they have podcasts, have specialty podcasts like my kid Saffron Olive. He's Seth. He is a Magic the Gathering content creator for MTG Goldfish. He's been doing that for years, and he's super good at it. He's like the sweetest guy. Honestly, he is the sweetest guy. So he does that, and he puts podcasts up and streams all the time. So he's got a following in that arena. I got another kid, Joshua, we call him Dr. Dank because he's into cannabis and legislation, legalization, growing, medicinal. He's into all that stuff, and he's worked really, really hard in New York State to get some stuff going for that. So he has a podcast. I think it comes out like once a month. It's him and some other guys from New York City. It's called We Smoke New York, I think. So if you're into that area, if you're into that field, you can check out We Smoke New York. And then Noah. Noah is my D1 basketball player, and this year, his final year is Louisville. Louisville. I guess you don't say Louisville, you say Louisville. Louisville basketball. And it's going to be a crazy year for them. It's his last year, so I hope it's a firework year for him. And part of his job this year, besides playing basketball and going to school, is he does a podcast once a week with his teammate and his friend Kasem, and that drops every Thursday from now throughout the season. So I've been inspired by these guys having podcasts, and since I have a little bit of time on my hands, I thought maybe I could follow suit. Okay, we're 2.5 minutes. I don't keep talking for 9 minutes. So maybe if I run out of things to say, I could just hum a little bit and take up time, because I'm going for that 9-minute mark. This is like a goal. And if I'm in the middle of a sentence, maybe I should just do that. Then they'll know when it's 9 minutes. All right. So I do have other kids besides the ones I mentioned. Let's see. So Seth is the oldest. He's the MTG guy. Heath is the second oldest. He's got a little family. 2 of my grandkids come from him. I don't get to see him as much because he lives a little ways away, but what a blessing raising that kid. He's a creative one. He was, from the time he was a little boy, making movies and commercials and music videos, and he always had his camera. And if there was YouTube back in the day, he would have been famous. No, I'm not even kidding. He's amazing. South Heath, Hannah, she's actually walking over this way. She doesn't know I'm podcasting right now because that's the trendy thing to do. Plus, I can leave this as an inheritance for my kids. Here's the deal. I can write stuff, and it's actually pretty good, but none of my kids read my stuff. So they have to wait till I'm dead, and then they feel guilty, and then they got to go back and read it. But this will be like a quick trip. I'm doing a podcast, so you might want to wait 4.5 more minutes. Okay, yeah, I know you got knives, but hold on. I was up to Hannah. That was Hannah walking down the hill. Okay, she lives near me with Mike. She's bringing knives. Okay, the story on that is we have a chunk of meat, and it's called beef skirt. Thank you, Hannah. I'll take those in my hand and show them to my fans. Because I have so many fans. Thank you. It's beef skirt. I've never heard of it. Noah's fiance showed us how to do it. But the thing with beef skirt is you have to cut it against the grain. Cut it against the grain, and then it tastes good. Don't ask me. Hannah brought over sharp knives because my knives are dull. And we're going to try this beef skirt tonight. All right, so Hannah lives close to me. What a blessing. I tell you, she's the oldest daughter. So what she gets stuck with? Everything. Everything since she was a kid, right? But she is a blessing, and she gave me 2 more grandchildren. So that's a fun one. South Heath, Hannah, Josh. That's Dr. Dank. We Smoke New York. Check it out. South Heath, Hannah, Josh, Rebecca. She also lives near me. Rebecca just got a little dog. And I'll tell you what a great time for Becca to get a little dog. She needed a little friend. I'll tell you more about Becca sometime, but she's got the cutest little, I don't know, golden doodle, mini golden doodle something. Her name is Briar Yoshimi. She is, Becca calls her the unity dog because she brings everybody together. So that's a fun one. South Heath, Hannah, Josh, Rebecca, Josiah. This kid, stop. This kid, he's adorable. He and his girlfriend are about an hour away from me. They're both working and into life. He's also a musician like most of my boys are. And I get to see him here and there, but he is a joy. He is a joy boy. Okay, Josiah, Benjamin. I love Ben. Okay, Ben's still hanging around this way. He's working in the cannabis field also. He does some landscaping and stuff like that. He is a real handy guy. Like Ben and Heath, if you need something fixed, if you need something built, if you need something plumbed, you call those guys because they're super good at it. Ben learned a lot of stuff growing up with my dad, George, who taught my kids how to woodwork, how to build, how to be responsible. And Ben was like his little buddy and learned so much from Grandpa. So he's handy to have around. Yeah, we don't have a mechanic in the family. What's up with that? I wanted a mechanic. I wanted a chiropractor. And when I had little kids, I wanted a pediatrician in the family. But no pediatrician, no chiropractor. And Ben is the one who can look at the YouTube and fix cars, but not professional. So there's that. After Ben comes Noah. I told you about him. He's got his podcast, D1 Player, last year. It's pretty fun to see what's happening in his life. He'll be the furthest away from us this year. During season, he won't get home, maybe at Christmas. I remember one year he was coming from Utah and he came home like for a day. I mean, it's just crazy the schedule those kids have. But he's newly engaged. Yeah, shout out to Gabby. So she's a sweetie too. So there's that. And then Elizabeth Lissa, she's my little mini me. I love hanging out with Lissa. We have so many of the same mannerisms and goofiness and quirky things, and she is a freaking riot to hang out with. Seriously, we just she's a fun one. So she's doing pretty good. I can fill you in more about Elizabeth. Hey, we got less than a minute left. I can see it. So there's the rundown on my family and introduce myself. I'm Kim Barnes Waterman. I'm 62 years old. I was born in 1961. I had a really cool childhood. You know, we all got our stuff. There's always stuff, but overall, it was a great time to get raised up. Great time to be in community. Thankful for that. Got married when I was young. I think it was like 22, and did the home thing, homeschool, homemaking. Loved it like crazy. And then when my husband, vamonos, is that a Spanish word? Gabby, help me out here. Then I did the single mom thing, and I've been liking that too. So, all right, countdown. It's almost 9 minutes. I'm going to see you next time.